Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining me for this short video so we can provide you with the latest updates for Vermont's Advancing as a Profession project. Today's topic is going to be the three designations with aligned preparation pathways. I'm Rachel Hunter, the outreach coordinator for this project, and also presenting with me is Christina Goodwin.
Hi, I'm Christina Goodwin, and I am a member of Vermont's Advancing as a Profession Task Force. I'm also director of Pine Forest Children's Center in Burlington and a board member of Vermont AEYC.
We really strongly believe that this project has to be workforce led. So it's our job to reach out to you with the proposals and recommendations from the task force and ask you, what do you think? As each topic comes up, we create a professional development session and bring it out to you as part of the workforce. But not everyone's been able to attend these sessions, so we decided to create this short video as an opportunity to connect with the information in a different format. At the end, there'll be a short survey, and we really ask that you take this because the task force members need to hear from you. They need to be able to hear your thoughts and what you value in this work, and it's your opportunity to tell them what you think. I often think that when we're having these conversations that I might need a dictionary because some of the terms are very new and they feel a little uncomfortable. So when I say we're talking about the three designations, what I'm really talking about is the roles that early educators will hold in the workplace. And then when I say aligned preparation pathways, what this really means is the preparation or education that will be needed to hold those different roles and how to access that, navigate that, and how they build different pieces build upon each other. And one step leads to the next step. We'll also be discussing phased in implementation. This is about making slow changes with the intention of honoring the experience and knowledge of the people in the workforce now and to encourage the early childhood educators of tomorrow.
We've known for a long time that our system of early care and education isn't working. We know change is needed so that all children and families have equitable access to the highest quality early learning experiences. We recognize that those who work with young children must be valued, respected, and well compensated. At the national level, the Power to the Profession initiative envisions a future system in which each and every child, beginning at birth, has the opportunity to benefit from high-quality early childhood education delivered by an effective, diverse, well-prepared, and well-compensated workforce across all states and settings. According to Power to the Profession, these elements are necessary to build the public will to invest in early childhood education: significant workforce involvement, collaboration among national stakeholder groups, national scope, based on brain science, and consistent with components of other professions. In our state, the Vermont AEYC Task Force is engaging our workforce at every step as we explore Power to the Profession's unifying framework as a possible blueprint for creating a new system.
So, we are envisioning a different future, and we're building the bridge to get there.
When people build a real bridge, it doesn't just appear. You need architects to visualize it and engineers to design it and construction workers to build it.
You need time, supports, and investments.
And you need a temporary bridge to get people across in the meantime.
That's why the task force supports Power to the Profession's idea of phased-in implementation as we advance early childhood education as a recognized profession. We appreciate the commitment to honoring the existing and future workforce.
This project is led by a task force made up of people in the early childhood education workforce, like me. I'm the director of the Bennington Early Childhood Center.
I'm the director of early education for the Burlington School District.
I own and operate Imagination Island, a family child care program in Milton.
I've worked in early childhood education throughout my career. Today, I'm a preschool teacher, and I'm on the faculty of the Community College of Vermont. Phased-in implementation keeps the bridge sturdy for us, and it makes the journey smoother for early childhood educators of the future.
Let's remember there's a scientific reason for why early education is so important. Early education is critical for healthy development. During their early years, children's brains form billions of brain connections. So high-quality programs, Led by caring educators trained in early childhood learning and brain development, create environments for imaginative play, discovery, problem solving, and joy. This is a rich foundation for all the skills our children need to grow into socially and emotionally adept, curious, resilient people. Not just anyone can do the work that fulfills this noble purpose. It requires mastery of specialized skills and competencies. By ensuring we are all well prepared for our roles as leaders, supporters, and guiders, and by holding ourselves and each other accountable for ensuring key outcomes for young children, we can ensure quality and improve equity in our children's early learning experiences. In a future system where responsibilities and compensation increase as expertise increases, we can honor our existing workforce and embrace our future workforce. To do this, we need supportive, phased-in implementation.
It's time to start building that bridge our way.
Phased in with plenty of supports.
What are we building toward? Power to the Profession calls it our audacious vision for the profession of tomorrow. Here's what that looks like.
Every child birth through 8 across all settings is supported by early childhood educators with recognized early child degrees and credentials.
Early educators at all professional designations are valued, respected, and well compensated for the important roles they play.
Educators with lead responsibilities across settings and age bands are prepared at the Early Childhood Educator 3 designation.
Anyone who wants to become an early childhood educator at any designation has equitable access to affordable, high-quality professional preparation and development that supports them in developing the agreed-upon set of knowledge, skills, and competencies needed in any setting.
Early childhood educators at all designations are well compensated in accordance with the complex and demanding work that they perform.
Let's start building.
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 So, using the framework from Power to the Profession, we have been building our professional identity. With workforce input, consensus is growing around two key parts of our identity. Who we are. We are early childhood educators. What we do. We have distinct roles and specialized responsibilities in working with young children and families. This graphic shows 3 designations with aligned preparation pathways. And this is what we really want to hear your thoughts about. There's a lot here, so let me unpack it for you so you will feel ready to respond to the survey. There are 3 distinct designations for early childhood educators: ECE I, ECE II, and ECE III. For each designation, there is a preparation pathway to build the needed competencies. For ECE I, 120 clock hours and an organized ECE program. For ECE II, an associate's degree. For ECE III, a bachelor's degree, or an initial master's degree for someone who got their bachelor's degree in another field. These pathways are designed to make it easy to move from one to the next without having to backtrack or start over. These professionals will be prepared to work as part of a teaching team with unique roles and responsibilities. ECE I can play a support role. ECE II can play a lead role in birth through age 5 with guidance from an ECE III. Of course, Vermont Universal Pre-K programs would still require a licensed preschool teacher. ECE III is qualified to play a lead role in birth through age 8 and to guide the practice of others. So you can see that the idea is for these 3 designations to work as a team, and the future structure would be set up to support just that. Compensation and responsibilities increase as individuals increase the depth and scope of their expertise, regardless of the setting of their job. Compensation is a critical piece. The task force is studying Power to the Profession recommendations for compensation, so look for information on that and your chance to weigh in the spring of 2021.
So quite often when we're presenting these professional development sessions, we hear a lot of the same questions. And I want to take a minute to just address a few of those. One of the questions I often hear is, am I included? Yes, you absolutely are included if you want to be. Power of the Profession is committed to building a bridge to the future that embraces the future workforce and honors the existing workforce. So those who choose to meet those qualifications will have the support to do so. There may be some who choose not to meet those qualifications, and that's completely okay. Those individuals will just not be members of the early childhood profession. That's completely their choice. They can still work with young children and their families, but they just won't be part of the profession. What is envisioned here is that there'll be more benefits and incentives to be in the profession of the early childhood education, and people will want to be part of it.
What's in it for me? It's pretty natural for this to feel scary and to wonder about how it will impact us. So I focus on taking the 30,000-foot view. Let's think about what this can do for us as a field and for children and for families as we move into the future. How it gets us unstuck from where we are now. Some answers to what's in it for me include respect and recognition, feeling valued, professional compensation that includes benefits, and a clear pathway to advance to the next designation.
We also often hear the question of, could I really do it? It can seem really overwhelming when you think about everything all at once, but yes, you absolutely can do this. Built into this is a commitment to ensuring that the supports are there for you to pursue the preparation pathways you choose. This means breaking down those barriers to higher education, like the cost and availability. It also means creating innovative models that make accessing education easier, but still maintaining a commitment to quality. The whole thing cannot and will not be done on the backs of the workforce. Instead, federal and state government agencies will need to be involved, as well as increased public financing.
How would it even work? One answer to that is it will mean engaging all parts of the early childhood education ecosystem: educators, owners, directors, preparation programs, state and federal government, and agencies. This is a national effort. It's not something Vermont has to do all on its own. Power to the Profession has made commitments to advocate for what is needed to really make this work, including the funding for necessary supports and increased compensation.
So, when would this happen? Well, we're talking about a phased in implementation. This is not going to happen next year. It has to happen over time. Empower the Profession advocates for realistic implementation timelines that recognize the challenges faced by the existing workforce, and plans and timelines that recognize the particular challenges of family childcare providers and other community-based programs. We know these programs are in widespread decline, and implementation has to be done thoughtfully to make sure that problem doesn't get worse. So, getting from where we are today to where we want to go will require a bridge that embraces our future workforce and honors the existing one. This includes legacy arrangements to honor the experience and qualifications of the existing workforce.
What's in it for children and families? Quality and equity. It's like if you go to an RN for healthcare, you can count on the foundational training and expertise that person has, regardless of the setting they work in, geographic location, or the age group they work with. Also, quality isn't limited by what a family can afford. This also offers access and choice. This should impact recruitment and retention, building the size of the workforce and the number of programs. Also, increased public funding will address the issue of affordability.
Thank you for joining us today and watching and learning about the possible future direction of the early childhood education profession. The task force is guided by the words, nothing about us without us. So they are eager to hear from you. Right now, please take a few minutes and complete the survey. You'll find it in the video description. That's located just below the image of the video and above the area where folks can make comments. Again, thank you so much for joining us.